Hello everybody and welcome back yet again to another daily update video. My name is CryptoStash and I hope you're having an amazing week. Currently it is Friday and let's get right to the charts as it has been a wild day. As you can see, Bitcoin just reached almost perfectly our target right here that I have been talking about since we were trading right here in this range. And as I have told you multiple times, as long as we break below 100k and get a bearish retest, then for sure we are going to be testing one of those targets. And my first target was, as you know, the $94,000, basically the golden pocket that we had right here, the macro level, which also we had a CME gap at those highs right here from back in April. But right now, as you can see, Bitcoin just reached the deepest retracement, actually front running it a bit with a few dollars. But let me check perfectly on some other exchange. For example, right here, I'm gonna enable the magnet tool and I'm gonna draw it from the bottom to the all-time high. So yeah, also on this exchange, on Bybit, we also did front run it with a couple of dollars. Basically the low is 80,500 and the 886 is sitting at 80,221. So basically just a couple of dollars is, in my opinion, nothing. And basically what I think is right now, Bitcoin is due for a bounce. As you can see, the daily RSI momentum starting to flash red right here, hitting our 20 line. And as you can see, the last time that the daily got that oversold historically, we got a move to the upside of around 21%. So a move of around 21% from now will take us exactly to $98,000, which would current time frame be another potential lower high, basically, to then potentially eventually take us lower to sweep the bottom that we have at 74k. But as of right now, we are coming in to a weekend in around 6 hours, and basically we still have 2 days and 7 hours until the weekly candle closes. As you can see, we want to potentially close this weekly candle above the 100 weekly EMA. Also, the stock market starting to potentially show some strength right here after 3 weekly candles. As you can see right here, the Nasdaq had 3 weekly bearish candles, or if we measure it, that would be from the all-time high that we made right here to the bottom, basically 9% sell-off, which is also what Nvidia had. Basically Nvidia from the all-time high dropped 18%, which would be completely insane in my opinion, for even though the earnings were bullish, but as you can see, the indicators were showing us otherwise, with bearish divergences on the hard time frame. The S&P 500 also having bearish divergences on the monthly time frame. So pretty insane. But as of right now, Bitcoin is in my opinion due for a bounce. Ethereum right now also, in my opinion, due for a bounce after 3 red monthly candles. Bitcoin having just 2 in a row right now, and potentially we do have still 9 days from this month. But as you can see right here, we did hit the monthly S3 on Ethereum, which is sitting at 2,650, and since the bottom that we made, we are up around 6%. Potentially a retest of the monthly S2 around 3,168 would be a 20% move just in this region right here alone. So for now, things are looking okay. We are going to be seeing, in my opinion, some more move coming into the weekend, potentially a pump, or we are going to be seeing that price starts to range a bit right here before the next week opens on Monday, basically the markets, and we get somewhat of a volatility. But of course, this day still has around 6 hours, and in those 6 hours we might still pump up another 12% on Ethereum, and we might pump potentially 15% on Bitcoin towards the golden pocket once again, or as I said, we might start to range right here. It also all depends on how the stock market is doing. As you can see, the S&P 500 perfectly hit my order block level right here that I had, and since then we have been up around 1.7%, which is very nice. This is also why Bitcoin is showing a bit of a strength. Now let's look at the liquidation heat map. You can see we did take quite a lot of liquidity to the downside. As you can see, the next liquidity is actually sitting around 76,000, but in my opinion right now we are potentially going to grab some of this liquidity sitting to the top side right here. Of course, not this high. Basically, you can see here we have liquidity all the way up to 120k, but most of the liquidity is sitting above those poor highs right here, which has not yet been taken out. So a pump to around 98k would be in the cards in my opinion. Fear and Greed index absolutely broken right now, sitting at historical lows 11. So of course we are going to be potentially due for a bounce. Of course, this is not a financial advice, this is just my outlook for the markets right now. Always do your own research. And let's look at the ETF inflows. You can see today we also got a very massive outflow for a single day, almost 1,903 million of Bitcoin ETF outflows. So the bigger institutions have also sold off quite a lot of Bitcoin during this week. The long versus short ratio for now is still, we do have more sellers in the market, as you can see, which is completely normal, and potentially, as I said, they are going to get squeezed out to the upside, and then potentially, if we don't change market structure, we are going to be seeing lower prices and the lows right here taken off. And yes guys, that will be it for my video today. I hope you liked it, and I'll see you again in the next one. Bye.